You have selected file 55534-1, Punkdroid.
We showed you the future. With all its flaws and novelties. Now, it's time to zoom in. Who says video games have to end? Where do the limits of surveillance lie? Who will rule the earth? Do we still need physical prisons? Is it really necessary to die? What about our bond with the animals that remain? Where do we draw the line between organic and machine relationships? All this and more in Punkdroid Vol II.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Chris and Douglas here. Today we're going to talk about a little bit of one of the stories behind Punkdroid 2, that is Inside. Joining me is the penciler and inker of the story. That's Ruben de Frutos. As you can see, he's doing, hey Ruben! Ruben is doing their sketch that we're going to raffle. We're going to put it in the campaign, and about one of the characters, okay, of the story. So my whole idea is to present a little bit the story, okay, what was motivation behind it, and Ruben will show us a little bit of how he portrayed. I'm going to show also a couple of pages. They're not finished pages, okay, so bear that in mind. And before anything, remember that the campaign is still, it started a couple of days ago. It's live. It's punkdroid.eu. Okay, so please go back it up, because without that, we cannot obviously do more. So it's very important that you help us with that. And you have rewards going all the way from 10 euros to 500. So the 500 one, it was already gone. So for 275, I think is the expensive one. And you have a lot of extras like illustration stickers. We're gonna start showing extras this week, so stay tuned. If you have a pledge, stay tuned, that you can always change your pledge and add a couple of the extras that we're gonna put in. Okay, so without further ado, the whole idea of Inside is a prison for the mind, right? So we, in the future, I was thinking, so hey, how can we deal with the issue of the prison, right? So what do I say when the issue of the prison? So nowadays, prisons are not really solving what they were supposed to be doing to solving, right? That is to reinsert the prisoners, right? To make them more to make them fit again to society, right? So that's the whole idea behind. So how can we solve that in the future? And why they're not fulfilling that promise is one, because a lot of the time, first, that a lot of the time people go to prisons, they repeat offenders, so they go again, sorry. And also the level of violence and the things they learn in the prisons, normally I think that they shouldn't be learning, because they find even more incredible, more violent criminals, more bigger criminals than them in prison. And they're just there, just waiting until they get released. And so it's important how do we able to solve that, right? And also another thing is that everybody who works in prison, at the end of the day, that's just a work for them, but their physical integrity is still always in risk. So, and it's very expensive. I don't know if you know anything about this, but it's a very expensive endeavor to have somebody in a prison. So how can we solve a lot of these issues? Well, my idea was, and this is something I saw in a news article some months ago. I'll say like a year ago, and it was this one, right? That they were starting to experiment with prisons, mental prisons, so programs, AI programs, algorithms, and that were used to make simulations. Like if you are a Star Trek fan or an X-Men fan, all these very deep, incredible, detailed simulations in VR. That is something that can to a certain extent can be done now, no? And the thing is that this is the future. This is not like right now, no? This is in a couple of years time. So the whole idea is that one, right? So we have this series of pods, of prisoners in pods, and the program runs out simulation to help them to overcome their issues, right? And the protagonist is not so much the prisoner, but these two robots that are the one who take care of that the system works, that the machine works, that the pod works, that everything works fine, right? So that the maintenance workers, let's say, to a certain extent. And my whole idea with this was to I'm going to show a couple more pages now. So this is the first page as Ruben did it without the coloring, right? And this is how it's going to be colored. So you can see it's pretty cool, sweet job. And this is one of the, as again, these are, they're going to be modified slightly. So this is not finished art. And this is the robots talking about how they're fascinated with the machines, with the humans, sorry. So this is what I mentioned, right? So one of them, both of them are trying to repair the issue that is with the part of the protagonist. And we actually see them working on it, okay? So these two androids are an homage, a big homage that I had with Quentin Tarantino's film, especially with the Pulp Fiction ones, the Vincent Vega and Samuel L. Jackson character. I always forget the name. They have, right. So they're doing this task, this job of finding the suitcase and helping Marcellus and all that, but most of it they're just bantering, right? They're just talking trash and they're talking about, what's the name, how they call the Big Mac in the quarter pounder in France and all that, right? So my idea was something similar, in which these characters, let me see if I see one of those. Yeah, well, as I mentioned, right? So not exactly this, but they talk about themselves, right? So, what did you do last weekend, or how is your life going, right? And we see other, you see, this they're repairing the machine. So, and we see other, and they talk about life and they talk about the humans, because of course the humans are kind of like their subject. Are they always surrounded by them, but they don't really talk to them? So they're kind of like in a zoo, right? So they are just there for display. They don't really have any interactions, but they're a little bit fascinated with them. And also another of them has a girlfriend, and we talk about that. So it's a whole like, hey, there's this deep thing in the background, but the story is not really about that. The story is about the relationship these two have. So as you can see, Ruben is doing one of them, and the name are even the name is an homage to a very good series. I'm not gonna tell the name, it's just a little bit of spoilers, but you will see when you buy the book. Okay, it's a short story. I think it's 12 pages, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see, 12 pages or 14 pages. I think it's 12 pages, if I'm not mistaken. Inside, yeah, exactly, 12 pages. And in it, you have, as I mentioned before, a lot of humor, a lot of interactions between the characters, and a lot of reflection, no, about the human history and how they became there, how they ended up there, and why is that they have this new system for solving the prison issue, and who did it and why they did it, and is this working. And the whole idea is that whenever somebody goes into that institution, they can be released like the following day. If their mind is in the right place, they will be released the following day. If not, of course, it can take them 40, 50, 60, 100 years, no, depending on whatever is in their head, no. So it's this whole idea that the mind is the most important thing and it's the master of your life, right? So this is a beautiful drawing by my pal Ruben, as you can see in the pages that I already showed you, and the one he's already doing too. And it's gonna be colored by another friend that we'll reveal soon. So it's part of the anthology. I'm gonna now show you a little bit, I'm gonna show you the page. So please go pledge. Very important. Okay. Okay, now you can see even better now Ruben's drawing. You can see beautiful. Now I'm gonna show you a little bit the page. Okay, let me go as a regular viewer because I want to show you all this. Okay, so Punkdroid, it's very easy. If you go to punkdroid.eu, as we have in the banner, you can go directly to it. And as I mentioned before, you have rewards from $10 all the way to 300. So plenty to choose from. Okay, so as you can see, this is our beautiful page where we have 15 backers. We started Thursday. There's 18 days to go. But please don't wait till the last day to pledge, obviously. Okay. So this is the second anthology we do. Okay, this is volume 2. So the whole idea is a combination of the aesthetics of Love, Death, and Robots with the vibe of Black Mirror and the Twilight Zone. So if you like things like The Matrix, you got things like Blade Runner, all the sci-fi, you're gonna really love this anthology. These are actual quotes from newspapers. This is Associated Press. Okay, this is Street Insider. So as you can see, these are real medium that cover us. There were a lot of media that cover us the launch. Okay, so it's a series of there you have the rewards, right? So the book, the digital, both the digital, all the order. Important, the digital options are only available in Kickstarter. We normally don't do digital ever. We don't do it on the website and we don't put it anywhere. So this is your time. You want digital perks to do it on the Kickstarter. And then you have the extras like illustrations, stickers, and get drawn as a primary character, get drawn as a secondary character. One of those rewards already went away. So be quick because they're limited, not that many. Okay, so and then we have the stories like this. We'll talk about this one on Friday. This is the one that this is us, right? Future where criminals are regulated through virtual simulation instead of prisons. The two maintenance androids, Jim 3XR and Little, oversee the system with while debating humanity's contradiction, creativity, destruction, emotion, and war. Okay, they reflect about the collapse of our civilization and the significance and the significance. Okay, so even in their absence, there's a casting back that prove that echoes of human nature still endure. Right. So this is David Bryan, one of the first story about a video game doesn't end. This is what we said that someone called Morris. We'll talk about this one on Friday. Okay. Sports Day, we talk about that on Saturday. Bell Freeze at Night, we talk about that on Saturday too. For prototypes of Bremen, we talk about Saturday too. This is more noir with fantasy element. This is a beautiful, beautiful traditionally drawn story about the earth is deserted, and then we have once a year a race between human beings and machines. This is more about surveillance and dreams. And again, I don't want to spoil anything, and you have all the information on the site. For prototype of Bremen, is more like experimentation on modified animals. This is my other story. That's the last time I'm gonna talk to about this one next week. And Dream Cycles, Viral Love, and winning horses. We talk about this one on Saturday, we talk about this one on Friday, and we talk about this one on Friday too. This is all the creators. Most probably it's gonna be added a couple more because of one of the stories. Yeah, we didn't have time. We were missing a writer, so a couple of details, inside stuff that you guys don't need to know. So this is the first book, award-winning series, 13 stories, 125 pages, beautiful, beautiful book. This is the novel that we did back in the day, the backstory of the first comic that we did, the Popular Tales Vol. 1. This is the issue 1 of Pinocchio. That is a comic that my buddy Claudio Sanchez is working on. By the way, I need to check out some pages he sent me today, literally. So, yep. And there's a previous campaigns. Okay, this is a campaign of Punkdroid. This is a campaign of Pinocchio. This is a campaign of Red Riding Hood. So you've been doing this for almost 13 years, guys. And the book is something like 85% done. It's just some stories that need some coloring, and that's about it. And layout and lettering and all that. But even the lettering is almost done. So it's mainly some coloring and some final touches, and we're good to go. Okay, and so as I mentioned before, we have perks from because these are gone. This is the book, digital one, and then we have digital complete one. All the books with the stickers, with illustrations, sticker illustrations, and all the digital. This is stores packs, Android packs. We have all the books. This is a secondary character, the primary character, the cyberpunk pack. And this one has a t-shirt and the tote bag. And we have, these are always the run out. These are the one I mentioned. They had even some comics involved, but this one are already gone. So you cannot pledge on them. All right. So I don't want to make this too long because we have been already talking about this project a long time. So I don't know if anybody in the stream has any questions or wants to ask. Oh, wait, I need to stop sharing this. Okay. So, okay, I don't need this. Anybody has any questions for me and for Ruben? This is the time to do it. Okay, Ruben is going to put some coloring with watercolors. Oh, you put in both robots. Okay, that's cool. Ruben, you want to see something, even if it's Spanish or whatever, so people know you're real, you're not an AI? Can you mute yourself? Ruben, si quieres decir algo, puedes decir algo, lo puedo traducir, lo que sea, ¿vale? Para que la gente no vea que soy solo yo, ni que te he inventado, ni que eres un robot. Okay, Ruben, there is completely concentrated. I don't think he's hearing me now. Okay, so you can see it's a traditional artist. So some watercolors, some pens. He have done most of the drawing. He's gonna finish up after we're done with this. And please support the crowdfunding. Okay, punkdroid.eu. Very easy to remember and to go and support. Punkdroid is punkdroid.eu. So very easy. Punkdroid.eu. You have, as I mentioned before, rewards from 15 or 10 or from 15. Sorry, from $15 all the way down to 300. So just Oh, there's also like the tip jar if you want to do that too. If you want to put a buck for the sake of it, that would be fantastic too. Anything adds up. And as we mentioned, for 11 stories, it's gonna be 140 pages. It's gonna be a very thick book, very nice. We have also we have some surprises that we did in the past. Like a couple of the stories are gonna be in manga style. I don't want to spoil anything. You will see it when you receive it. And we're gonna have also some extra rewards when you pledge, and some surprises and some gifts. So go directly to punkdroid.eu and help us out. Okay. Lovely. So I think we're gonna leave it here. I'm gonna put the trailer once again because that's almost 2 weeks of work. So it's good that people can see it. And that's about it. Okay. If you have any questions, you have all our social media. You Google Unpopular Tele Studios or Unpop Studio, and you're gonna find us there. We reply to everything, and that's about it, people. Thank you for being there. Thank you for listening to me and for watching Ruben work. And off we go. Okay, almost done, man. Ruben, you want to say something? ¿Quieres decir algo, brother?
Pues un apoyo al proyecto y muchas gracias a todos por atender.
Aye. He's saying thank you for attending and go support this Punkdroid. All right, you can see he's real. It's not an AI.
No soy una IA.
Exactly, it's a real guy. Okay, so go support the crowdfunding, and hopefully seeing you around in a couple of days. We will see, and we'll do another stream, but we honor the artists. And if you guys wants to, we will have the Spanish version and the French version soon. Okay, but first let's fund the English one. All right, little by little. Thank you, guys. Have a nice one. Rubén, gracias por venir, tío. Abrazo.
Muchas gracias a ti.
And the crack.
Hasta luego.
You have selected file 55534-1, Punkdroid.
We showed you the future. With all its flaws and novelties. Now, it's time to zoom in. Who says video games have to end? Where do the limits of surveillance lie? Who will rule the earth? Do we still need physical prisons? Is it really necessary to die? What about our bond with the animals that remain? Where do we draw the line between organic and machine relationships? All this and more in Punkdroid Vol. II.